Our 2023 Senior Money in the Bank just cashed in successfully at WrestleMania 40. Money in the Bank 2024 is now upon us. The guy who was going to and should have won, Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio, is hurt. So, who does that leave to grab the briefcase at Money in the Bank this year? Make sure to help us grab that briefcase by subscribing to the page. We're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. All right, so now I'm going to tag my partner in. Money in the Bank 2024. Who do you want to win?
Well, before I get to that, I kind of have like a dream lineup for the Money in the Bank this year, and I'd love if it was Kevin Owens, Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, Dragon Lee, Bron Breakker, Jey Uso, Dragonoff, and Dijak. I feel like that give us those like wow moments and crazy spots, and all these guys would go out. And then with that, I am begging Triple H, Nick Khan, The Rock, Dana White, anyone in charge at TKO to put Kevin Owens back in the title picture. I feel like they owe it to him. His last world title run was 7 years ago, and he had to lose it to Goldberg in a squash match.
Jeez.
And just listing off some reasons why I think he'd be good in the world title picture is he's great as a heel, great as a face. In the ring, he can adapt to any style. You just look at the last few years, he's had a lot of great matches, like with Steve Austin, the match with the Usos at WrestleMania 39, the match with the Judgment Day where they had that like awesome hockey brawl,
Street
and
fight, yeah.
yeah, recently with the Bloodline, him and Orton had a street fight or whatever with the Bloodline in France, which was cool. He always delivers. He always gets everything he's given over. And then with him being in Money in the Bank, he's not going to be afraid to do those like crazy spots to help like elevate the match. So I feel like he's to me the right guy to win it this year. And then also it works with whoever's champion. Like if Drew wins, KO cashing in on him makes sense. Cashing in on Cody would make sense. Cashing in on Punk would, well, not make sense, but it would be cool. Like those are some good matches that we could get from that. So I think that's just a reliable, safe bet and the right bet for me.
All right, so that's who you want to win. Who do you think will win it?
I think I think it's gonna be AJ Styles just to
Oh,
play up the like still coming for Cody thing. Like he's not done with Cody. I know a lot of people are saying Cody and Orton at SummerSlam, but I feel like it's gonna be like one more time Cody and AJ Styles at SummerSlam after Styles wins the Money in the Bank.
for me, the guy that I want to win it is Bron Breakker. I think I think right now with his promos with Adam Pearce about that whole thing about, oh, you would drown in the King of the Ring. Well, first off, I need to see an Adam Pearce Braun Breaker match now. Like solidify Braun Breaker as this badass and be like, all right, Pierce, now it's me against you, and just whoop his ass for one
Yeah.
PLE event. The only thing that hinders me on having him win is so his whole character on this main roster right now is being a badass who's ready. I just if he wins Money in the Bank, then he's obviously if he's ready, he's not going to do a surprise cash in. He's going to be like, all right, I'm cashing in,
Yeah.
and then I just don't see him getting a world title run right now.
I disagree. I think he could carry the title right now, especially the world title. Um, But what would be cool with Breaker is the taunting. Like you could do a lot of backstage segments where Breaker goes up to whoever's the world champion and just kind of flaunts that, like, I got this briefcase, and whenever I want that title, it's going to be mine and stuff like that. And also, I'd be cool if we got Brown Breaker versus the Scrap Daddy Adam Pierce. So I like that pick. I think Braun's ready, and it's kind of like playing on the you would drown in the King of the Ring, like it's sink or swim. Like these guys are going to be ready or not. So
Yeah, and then you put him in the Money in the Bank, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to show you I'm that guy, and he wins it. The guy I think WWE is going to go with is Main Event Jey Uso. I don't think they're going to let the opportunity pass of him on top of that ladder with the briefcase and the fans going crazy for it.
yeah,
I don't know if they'll let him win the title, but I definitely think they're not gonna miss his reactions and letting him win Money in the Bank.
I think a lot of people thought that about LA Knight last year, though. So
Yeah, that's a. I was trying to think of a list of names that could possibly win it, and LA Knight was another name that popped up in my head this year. I was like, WWE might go with him. I don't want them to go with him though if their plan is to have him beat Logan Paul at
yeah,
SummerSlam. He doesn't need the briefcase if he's going for the
no.
United States title.
Well, I meant the Jey Uso thing. I meant last year everyone thought LA Knight was
Oh,
going to win the Money in the Bank
yeah.
because of how over he was, and they didn't do that. They went with Priest. So you're thinking Jey Uso, they could swerve and go somewhere else.
Yeah, I just think Jey Uso's more over this year than what LA Knight was.
I feel like Jey Uso doesn't need it though.
Yeah, if you're not gonna let him win the title, I don't really see
Yeah.
why you let him get it.
That's why I think AJ is going to win it because they'll have him lose, and I don't think losing the Money in the Bank cash in hurts AJ.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I just AJ would eat 3 pins against Cody.
Seth Rollins didn't hurt Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but I mean,
And then you could hype it up where he cashes in at SummerSlam and be like, and I'll put my career on the line, and then let him take time off, and then also you have to send somebody back to TNA for them sending you talent for the last like 3 years, and AJ's the guy. I feel like
that would be awesome.
so he could lose to Cody and leave for a little bit, do some stuff with TNA, and then maybe come back at the Royal Rumble or something like that.
Other names that popped up in my head that maybe could win this year was Finn Balor. I thought maybe they would let him win to further a storyline with Judgment Day. Although I think Damian Priest will be losing the title at Clash,
Yeah,
so maybe not him. The other name I was thinking as well to win it would be Randy Orton to set up the Cody match that
Yeah,
everyone seems
yeah,
to be wanting. I just, for me, it was just Jey Uso who I thought they would go with because of, and also a lot of times Money in the Bank is used to elevate someone, and then this would just further elevate Main Event Jey Uso. And I don't think Orton needs the briefcase if they want to set him and Cody up.
What about Solo?
I thought Solo as well.
What would be cool to me for Solo is if you had the Bloodline like beat everyone down to help him win it, and then when he does cash in, that's when you could have Roman come back, like cost him his cash in, and come back for the Bloodline, like control of the Bloodline.
that would be awesome.
Like like imagine Solo standing over Cody, and then that Roman Reigns like god level music
Yeah.
hits like that. That'd be a big pop and like a cool moment.
Yeah, Solo crossed my mind as well that they might go with him. And in the storyline that you just came up with, that kind of makes me think more so that they could go with him. That's probably a better idea than main event Jey Uso because I don't really see Jey Uso doing much with the briefcase. It's more a crowd pop that they want.
Yeah,
But storyline wise, Solo's cooking though because then you set up the Bloodline face Bloodline 2.0 feud.
yeah. And that's a good way to get it. Like you're already there, but that adds like fuel to the fire.
And then also it's just cool setting up like Cody Rhodes is never done with the Bloodline. Now he's dealing with Solo.
Yeah,
And then also Solo with that briefcase could be pretty funny with Paul Heyman. That
yeah,
stuff's funny right now.
yeah. And then I would like to see it if it was like one of the other guys carries it, and then like when it's time to cash in, they all walk out, and then the guy hands it to Solo, like it's basically like his lackey. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. And it would work in the match too if you just have God, just destroy everyone so Solo can just climb the ladder
Easily
and win it.
climb, yeah.
All right, so in the comments, let us know who you would like to win Money in the Bank and who you think WWE will go with to win the briefcase this year.